Hi guys, this is Ranish Malhan from Pixcompose. I hope you are liking the sessions. If you get any doubts regarding the sessions, you can ask me anytime here on the live chat. So from today we will start working on something like, you can say that, professional projects. So basically we will mimic something like what type of projects we can get online related to the Photoshop. So we will work on these type of projects in the Photoshop, and we will see all the tools that are remaining here in the Photoshop which we have to see. We will learn about them use by doing some professional projects. So let's get started for that. So firstly I need an image which I can say that a client have given me to do something. So for that I am going to pixels.com. I will share the links of all the images to you. So let's search about, like, I want to search for landscapes. So I can type the landscapes here. I can click here. So you can see that we have all the landscapes. So like if we go to the first image, you can see that we have something here. This looks like a boat. So the client wants to remove this boat from here. So let's see how we can do that. I can click here. Now we have the image here. So let's collect some 2 to 3 images here so that we can use all type of techniques. We can see all type of techniques and we will know more tools and more techniques by working on these. So for that I am going to select some more images. Like I want to remove this stone from here, so I am going to select this one. I will share the link to all these images in the live chat. Don't worry about that. Please follow along with me. So we need to remove this bridge from here. So one more pic to go. So I can select something like, you can say this one. So we will remove this man from here. So now we have 4 images on which we can work. So firstly this image we have, so we can download it from here. I'm going to share the link to you. For that I'm going to copy that, and the link is pasted in the live chat. You can copy that from there and download the image from there so that you can follow along with me. If you get any doubts regarding this, you can ask me anytime. If you get any doubts after the session, you can know where to ask me. You can ask me on my social handles like Facebook, Twitter. You will get all the links to my social handles in the description below. So here are the links of the images which I am using. You can copy all the links from the live chat. So here we have the first image. So this one is the first image on which we are going to work. So I am going to bring it in the Photoshop. So this image will open in the Photoshop. Till then I am going back to the site, and here I can click on the free download so that I have all the images. So here we have the image. So this one is the first image. So here our challenge is to remove this one, this ship. So how we can do that? We have lot of sophisticated tools in the Photoshop. We know that, we saw them. So firstly what we can do, let's try with the content aware. So for that what we can do, I can create a loose selection with the lasso tool. I can zoom in here and start creating a loose selection like this. For this technique, this is important to create a loose selection. The selection should not be perfect if we want to use the content aware fill. So this will be tight loose selection. You can see that I am not taking lot of area from the outside of this board. So now the board is selected. So what we need to do, how we can create a content aware fill? We can go to the edit menu, and here you can see that we have the fill command, which is shift F5. But if I click here and select the content aware, we will not get any extra options to manipulate the result. So if I click here, this will create a raw result. So you can see that. So this is the raw result. This one is not a clear result. To manipulate this, I will press Ctrl Z. So now again I have the selection here. So now what I need to do for this, I can go to the edit menu again, and here you can see that content aware fill. I can click here. So now here you can see that the result, what type of result we will get, you can notice that here, and the green portion is showing that from where we are getting the sample. So basically here you can see that we have some messiness. So we can change the color adoption to high to test this. You can see that we are getting lot of options here. We can change the rotation option. If we want, we can change the scale. What it will do, if it will, so imagine like this is taking a sample from something else. You can say that it is taking a sample from some other area in the image and creating a pattern. So it can scale that sample pattern to adjust it properly like this if we want. So now if we are happy with the result, we can click OK. Here you can see that we are getting a very good result. So there is something, you can say that there is some mess up. We can cover it very easily. So how we can do that? We can go here on the healing tools. I can use the healing brush tool here. So for this area I will press Alt to take a sample like this. I want to take a sample from here, and now I can fill it like this. You can see that the patch is merged properly here in this area. So now I can click here and start using this brush like this. Now I can zoom out to see what is going to happen here. So I can click here, fill it like this. I can soften the brush like this. I can take the sample again. like this. So now I can zoom out. You can see that we are getting a very good effect. The bot is removed perfectly from here. You can try that at home. This type of projects you can get easily and earn money very easily from home. We will see how you can get these type of projects from the internet. So the next thing is, the next exercise which we are going to do here is, we are going to open this one. So here we will do something else, like I want to remove this stone from here and this one. So we can do in two ways, like I can select the spot healing brush tool for this one. I can increase the brush size like this, or you can say that I can decrease it and click and drag like this. You can see that the stone is gone from here. We can try this one here if we want, like this. You can see that this will not work here because the geometry is too big as comparison to previous stone. So I will press Ctrl Z. How we can do this? So for that I will use, let's try to use the patch tool. So I can make the loose selection here. I can click and drag, from where I can get the sample like this. You can see that we have a patch here. We can refine it. Like this. We can clean it. For the small things I can use the healing brush tool. I can select the spot healing brush tool. I can click here. You can see that it is clearing the small impurities from the water very easily, like this. So now I can press Ctrl 0 here. You can see that we have removed it easily here. So now the next thing, let's move to the next image, this one. So here our challenge is to remove this bridge. So how we can do that? So for that, let's try with the content aware fill. Let's make a loose selection here of this bridge, like this. So now we have the selection which is loose. So we can use the content aware fill. Last time we used firstly the fill command. We can use that. Maybe we get the clear result, we can get the good result with this. If not, we can approach to this one, or we can directly approach to this one. This is up to us. And don't worry, everyone will get a different result. So if you get a different result with this, don't panic. Try to use different tools here, because this one is AI technique, artificial intelligence technique. So that's why it can calculate in different way in your system. So I can click on OK here. So you can see that we got a very good image here. So now we have to retouch here. You can see that we are getting some lines here, and you can see that we are getting some repeating patterns. So how to deal with this? You know that we can also use another tool, which one is clone tool. So let's work with that. In that way we will learn about it. So you can see that this one is the clone tool. S is the shortcut key for this. So what it will do, it will take a sample from somewhere else and start painting that area here. So like if I want to take a sample from here for this, from here, so I can start painting here. You can see that the plus is projecting from where we are getting the sample. We can use this brush very easily if we want. You can see that we are getting a very good effect here, like this. So the next thing, we can use the healing brush tool. So for that we can go here, spot healing brush tool, for the small impurities again, like this one. We can soften the brush so that it can merge everything easily. We can increase the size of the brush here, like this. So we can press Ctrl Z if we are not getting a good result with this. So at this time we can use the spot healing brush tool. Healing brush tool. We can use the healing brush tool. Here you can see that healing brush tool. We can take a sample from somewhere else, like I can create a new layer so that we cannot disturb this one. So here I can hold the Alt key to take a sample and start clicking and dragging like this. Like this one. We can take a sample from here too, because this will try to blend with the original piece blending or lighting. You can see that it will try to mimic this area. Luminosity, like this. You can see that we are getting a very good result here with this tool. So now you can't even tell that there was something another thing. So let's move to the next image. Here is the next image. I can click here. Click and drag to open this image. So we have the image. Here is the challenge to remove this person from the image. For that, what I can do, firstly here you can notice that, so firstly here you can notice that we have a straight line of this bridge. We have to recover that one. So let's see some another approach to do this. So for that, what I will do, I can take a patch from here, like you can say that I can make a selection with the polygonal lasso tool of this area, like this. Now we have a selection here. At this time, what I will do, I will create a new layer. Now I will go to the healing brush tool. I will zoom in here. Firstly, what I will do, I will take a sample from here. I will increase the size and take a sample from here. Now I will reduce the hardness. I will align this line, you can say that here. So now the line is aligned. I will start painting like this, or I can take the sample from here, this area. No, we have to take the sample from here. So now we can paint it here. So if you get this type of error, this you can see that this type of artifact in this case, because we are getting this because the shirt of this man is too dark than the bridge. So what we can do, we can change the color of this area. Like I can pick a color from here, like I have picked this color from here. So now what I will do, I will start painting with this color on this man. So firstly I will create a selection again because I lost it. So now you can see that we have the selection. So this is the selection. Now what I will do, I will use the brush tool. I will press the B key here. I will increase the size of the brush and start painting. Now you can see that we have something like we have color something like the bridge. I can press Ctrl+G or go to the edit, redo, because I again lost the selection. So I will reduce the brush size so that I can affect only little area, so that I should have some area to clone from. So I want to use this area to clone here. So how I can do that? I can create a new layer. I can take a sample from here if I want. Firstly select this brush, healing brush tool. So now I will take a sample from here, this area, from this area. So now I can start painting over here. You can see that we are getting a very good result over here. I can take a sample from here. I can again start painting from here. Like this. So now again we can take a sample from here. I can start painting here like this. So you can see that we have cleaned this one. Now we can remove this area, this man properly. For that what I will do, I can press Ctrl+Shift+I to flip, or you can say that to invert the selection. Now my selection is inverted so that this area will not get affected. We will clean this area properly in different way, don't worry about that. So at this time what I can do, I can use the clone stamp tool. So here we have the clone stamp tool. Now I can take the sample from here. You can see that the sample selection is set to current layer in the options bar. I can select the current and below so that it can sample from the below layer, this layer. So now I can take a new layer for this cloning. I can take a sample from here. Now I can start painting. We can use this area for this purpose, like this. There are some easier ways to do this, but sometimes, majority of times, you can get some complex projects. These techniques will work on those projects. Otherwise, you can use the content aware fill to remove any object from your image if you want. Now we can sample it from here, like this. Now you can see that how fairly it is removed. Like this. So now how to deal with this problem? We can use the clone stamp tool again. Like I want to take a sample from here. So now let's go here, this place, like this. But you can see that this one is not painted here because we have flipped the selection. So again we have to invert the selection with the Ctrl+Shift+I. So now if I start painting here, you will notice that this area is cleaned, like this. So now if I deselect it and press Ctrl+0, you can see that we have a clean image without that man. So I can go back here. You can see that now we have a clean image without that man. So in this way you can remove the character from there. So now let's move further. Like we are getting something more complex, how we can deal with that? So for that, let's say I have an image. So this is the image. We will try to use this one. I'm going to open this one here. So now the challenge is we have to remove these three persons from the image. How we can do that? You can see that we have very complex detailing here and we don't want to lose this detailing here. How we can do that? So let's get started for that. So firstly what I will do, we can try to use the content aware fill, but I bet you that will not work properly here. So let's test it out. Here we have to work manually more. So we cannot rely on the automatic tools. So I am making a loose selection here for the content aware fill to see its result first. Firstly we will try to remove this lady from the image. So I have made a loose selection of her. So now what I need to do, I can go to the edit menu and here we can go to the fill. I have selected the content aware. I can click here. So you can see that we have the result, but this result is not that good, or you can say that this result is not perfect. So let's clean this area first. So for that I am going to make his selection a loose selection of him. like this. So we have the selection of him. Now again I am going to edit and fill. You can see that we have removed him, but we have to retouch this image afterwards, because you can see that we are getting these lines, these patterns which are not realistic. We have to mimic this structure here. How we can do that? We will see that in a little moment. So now I am going to work on her. So I am making a loose selection of her like this. So I have a selection of her. Now again I am going to the edit menu, and here you can see that fill. I can click on the fill, and here you can see that content aware. I can click on OK, and we will have a result. You can see that this area is copied over here. Let's try to manipulate it in the content aware fill panel. How we can do that? I can press Ctrl Z here. So now I will go to the edit menu, and here I can see that we have the content aware fill. So now we have the content aware fill window, and here we have the result. So we will focus on this area. You can see that right now we are getting a different result. This is because the content aware is again calculating the result. So I was saying before, little bit before, that you may get the different result. That's why I was saying that, because every time it's calculate in different way, so we get a different result with this. So now here we can see that this is sampling from here, and we are copying this area here. So I can extract this area from here. I can use the lasso tool for that. So what I need to do, we need to subtract this area. I can click here, and now I can brush here like this area. Sorry, we have to add this one like this. Now at this time we have to go to the rotate. Let's try the rotate and increase the size here. Now go to the rotate and let's try the low. Here you can see that we are getting something unexpected. So we can turn on the scale bit. Now we can click on OK. Now I can click on none. So now you can see that we are getting this result. We have to refine this result. How we can do that? We can go and click on OK. So now we have this result. So let's start with this area. We will refine this area first. We can see that we have a pattern here which we need to copy here, copy over here. So for that I will try to use the, you can say that we can try to use the clone tool, or you can say that we can use the healing brush tool. Both will work properly here. So I am going here and we can select the healing brush tool and now start painting over here. Firstly we will select a sample area. So this one will be the sample area. I can select the sample. So this line will be the reference point for me. So now you can see that we have meshed this line. I can click over here and start painting like this. Click and paint. Now again we have to take the sample from here like this, or we can take the sample from here. So I can click here and I can click here to refine this area like this. You can notice that we are getting the lines wrong. We can press Ctrl Z here. We can take a sample from the line again and match the line like this and start painting. Now again we have this line painted wrong, so we can match this here like this. Great. So now I will try to sample it from here and start painting this one like this. We can take the sample from here, paint over here. Now I will take the sample here from here and paint it properly in this area like this. You can see that this area is cleaning with in a very well manner like this. So now I can take a sample from here and start painting over here. We can take a sample from here. We have to take the sample several times to match it properly like this. Take a sample from here and paint over here. Great. So now again take a sample from here, start painting like this. Clean these lines by taking the sample from here like this. So now I can take the sample from here, start painting like this. Great. So now we have to take a sample from here and now we have painted here. Now you can see that we have a wall. How we can do it here? So firstly we will clear this area properly. You can see that wall is starting from here, so I will go up to here. So now I will start cleaning it little bit properly. So there is some other method too. If I make a selection here, like I want to use the polygonal lasso tool because this will create a proper selection. So I can make a selection from here and start dragging it over here like this. So now we know properly where we have to paint to clean this area. So now I can close the selection. Now we will start painting over here with the healing brush tool. So now we have the healing brush tool. I will start painting, take the sample and start painting like this. Great. Take sample, start painting. Great. You can see that it is very easy to do this. Like this. Take the sample from here and start painting over here. We can start cloning here if we want. If we are not getting the good result with healing brush tool, we can use the cloning stamp tool like this. You can see that we are getting a proper result here. So now we have to start painting over here. So for that I will press Ctrl+Shift+I. This will flip our, or you can say the invert our selection. So I will take a sample from this area, press Alt like this and start painting over this area. So we can uncheck the align, because every time when I click here it will start calculating the sample from where I have left it. But if I unchecked it align, it will start calculating the sample from where I have selected the sample in the image first. So now if I select the sample from here, like from here, so I can start click here. Now I want to leave here. You can see that it will not continue, it will start selecting the sample from the first place. So I can take the sample from here like this. You can see that it is very easy. So I can reduce the brush size so that I can copy this texture from here. I can press Alt like this. You can see that. So now I can press Ctrl+D. So you can see that this area is clean. Now we have to work over this area. So for that I will go here. Now we will see how to clear this area. We will divide this area in the parts. So basically we need this wall over here. So for that I am going to make a selection of this area, or you can say that what we can do, we can take a sample from here, press Alt and start painting like this. You can see that we have roughly cleared this area, the door area. Now I will take a sample from here. I will start painting over this area. Take a sample from here like this. So now what we need to do, we need to make this line here. I will take a copy from here, or you can say the sample from here like this. We can take a sample from this area and start painting over this area like this. So now we can start cleaning over here. So you can see that we have cleaned this up. Now we have to straighten this line. For that I will go here again on the healing brush tool and start taking the samples and start painting over here. You can see that we are getting a very good thing. So I can make a selection from here, or you can say that I can take a sample from here like this. We can take sample from this area like this. We can reduce the size of the brush with the left bracket key. start taking the sample. Now we can see that the sample is lightening up. So for that I can select the clone stamp tool again and start taking the sample from here so that we can get the proper color like this. You can see that we are now getting the proper color for this area. So now we have the proper thing which we wanted to create. Now you can see that we have cleaned this up properly and our challenge is accomplished. So you can get these type of projects on the freelancer. We will see how to get these type of projects and how you can earn money this type of projects with this type of projects. So for that I can go to the freelancer. There are many sites and all the sites can give you different type of projects, and these projects are one type of projects which are very popular over here. So we can go to the freelancer.com. Here you can see that there are thousands of projects are listed from where you can earn the projects. In the start you can start bidding over on the projects which you like. I can copy the link to this site in the live chat. You can copy this one if you want to visit. And here you can see that browse jobs. We can go here. So here you can select that I want to work. This site will ask you to sign up here. You can sign up with the Facebook account if you want. And here if we go to the browse jobs, here you can type in Photoshop. Sorry, I have typed 00 over here. So now you can see that we have many projects, thousands of projects here listed like this. You can see that there is the project of photo retouching. You can apply for this one if you want. These are the bits which other photo editors, or you can say that other photo retouchers, have applied. These are the bits. You can see that the pricing over here. So you can earn good amount of money slowly from this site. I am saying slowly because the clients, you will get little clients. You will get little amount of clients in the start, and when the clients will have good trust on you and you will have a good goodwill on this site, you will get so many clients from here. So this will take the time, but you can earn lot of money from here. There are many sites. I will tell you about those sites too. So I hope you liked today's session, and if you get any doubts, you know where to ask me. You can ask me on the live chat right now, and if you want to contact me later on, you can ask me on the social media handles like Facebook and Twitter. All the links are provided in the description. If you like our sessions and want to watch more, please don't forget to subscribe our channel and do press the bell icon. Thanks for watching, and see you again in the next session, which is going to be held on day after tomorrow. So thanks for watching. I hope you liked it.